I am sure it will basically give lot of shade to lot of people. So that's a great thing, sir. Full appreciations to you, sir. And I'm sure if properly allowed autonomy to Murthy, sir, then the benefits to SR University students will also remains the same because Murthy sir is Murthy sir anywhere.
Ravi, please now go ahead with your workshop now with the students.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Just a moment, sir.
Can you see me all?
Yes, you are visible, Ravi.
Yeah.
Our students should interact with Ravi sir, okay? Not me. I would be keep myself mute and let students interact with you. There are about 38 students out of 43. Well, no issues. I think 1 or 2 they'll join. It's a good attendance. Thanks to all the students. Well,
sure. So I request some of you at least to switch on their videos and then let me understand whether the students are live and then enthusiastic for this particular meeting. Unless otherwise there is any network issue, I request some of you at least to switch on their videos and then let us try to initiate this particular wonderful session. Anybody will start it by switching on their video, unless otherwise there is a network issue. Yeah, thank you, Sandeep. You have initiated it. So the leader initiates and people generally follow. So I hope there are a lot of leaders here. Anybody else? Akshita, Niharika, Akhil, Polsani, Swapna. Thank you, Sneha. Wonderful. You made my day. Swapna, thank you so much. Ashish. Beautiful hair, Ashish. Yeah, B07139. So just a small smile on your face will really make my day. 7139. That's wonderful. 7113. Thank you very much. 7136. And 7128. You already had a very good smile. Supriya, thank you so much. Yeah, wonderful. So if you feel, my dear students, any point of time your network issues are hindering your listening capabilities, then you can switch off your video. But this is only a small kind of understanding to me that you are listening to me and a live person is the other side of this particular webinar who is listening enthusiastically. My name is Dr. B. Ravikant. I am currently working as Deputy Director, Career Counseling and Mentoring in Geetham deemed to be University, Visakhapatnam. How am I relevant to this particular webinar session? Thank you, Murthy sir, for giving me this opportunity. I've done my master's in psychology as well as PhD in psychology. So I have almost 21 years of teaching, training, and counseling the students in different engineering colleges. So this is how I'm relevant to all of you. I'm a career counselor as well as I also counsel students on their learning and adaptability issues. So if any student is interested for understanding more about themselves, they can always be in touch with me, and then definitely I will support you with respect to your career aspirations. Murthy sir will be bringing the best companies to you, and for that you need to be prepared. And the preparations are multi-dimensional. One is about your academics, the other is how you project yourself in front of the interview. So today I'm going to discuss about the basic aspects of resume preparation or planning to project yourself in the best possible manner to the interviewer. So If it is any other session, my dear students, I would have limited myself to the time that is allotted to me. But for Murthy sir, I am unconditional. I will extend beyond 12 also, as long as I feel that students are interested and then they take valuable inputs from my session. So with this introductory notes, I would like to ask one of you or few of you what you are expecting from this particular webinar. Before I spell it out or I introduce my session, can one or two just unmute yourself and say what you are expecting from this webinar?
So good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, I'm Shravya.
Yes, Shravya.
So what I'm expecting is the real purpose of resume.
Great. Why we have to design our resume or craft our resume. Wonderful. Definitely.
And the next thing, I want to know the keywords in resume.
Yeah.
Like what keywords I have to focus on my resume.
Okay. Great. So that's a highly relevant question, because keywords play an important role. And why they play an important role, I'm going to introduce that particular point what Shravya has asked in this particular session. Yeah. Thank you, Shravya. Next.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I'm Sadhana.
Yes, Sadhana.
Valid points about the resume, sir.
Valid points about resume. Okay, sure. Anybody else thinking out of box?
Like what capabilities we need to highlight?
What capabilities we need to highlight? Yeah. Okay. Next.
Project of
Great. And last one. One more point, and then I will start my presentation. I'm looking at something beyond this resume. If anybody is asking about it, I'll be very, very happy.
It might be interview skills.
It might be interview skills. Okay. Anything else? And I promised Murthy sir that I'll be taking 2 sessions. So that is the reason. Please don't worry about the time. So
yeah, interest skills will be the next lesson.
Yes.
Is today mostly on resume building.
Is completely on resume building. Okay. So wonderful. Thank you very much for all the input.
Sir, sorry, you're not audible.
Yeah. Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen, everybody?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, wonderful. So today we are going to discuss about resume preparation, and how I'm going to discuss about resume preparation, I'm going to explain to you very clearly. Before I talk about resume, I will just brief you about how we are supposed to design our careers. So designing our careers is very, very crucial. And because unless otherwise we have clarity about our careers, in which industry we want to target, which company we are interested to apply for, and basing on the environment to which we want to belong, we are supposed to initiate our resume preparation. It is not that I will prepare my resume as I wish and then send that particular resume to anybody, as a matter of fact. It does not basically go like that. So that is the reason, my dear students, today I am going to initiate my interaction with you about how we are supposed to design our careers, or how we have to look at our careers. And then I will take you through the process of resume preparation. So I will give you a classical example of one particular domain area where students can focus, and then I will help you in designing a wonderful resume. Because thanks to pandemic, it might have created a lot of catastrophic effects to the entire world, but it has given us important lessons as to how we have to think about our life, about our living, about our career also. It has given wonderful insights. All those things I'm going to discuss with all of you. So I request your patient listening till the end of the session. You're able to understand? Yeah, this is going to be the agenda. First, I'm going to discuss about the myths that are there revolving around resume preparation, because there are a lot of apprehensions on resume. In fact, there is less of research in academics about career planning and preparation. Nobody is actually thinking about how we have to design a career, or what are the studies that are related to careers of the students, so that students will be very, very happy in their job environment. There is no, as a matter of fact, very less information in the research arena about career planning and preparation. So that is the reason there are a lot of myths. People have different ideas about resume. They have different opinions about resume. And today we are going to scientifically understand those myths and then try to bust them out. You're able to understand. And after that, I'm going to discuss about what is the most important criteria while deciding your career. This is very, very crucial, because I believe that all of us wants to be happy. And if all of us wants to be happy, then the prime time hours that we are actually involved in, for example, from morning 9 to evening 5 or 6, that is the prime time hour. If we are investing that particular prime time hour on any organization which is outside our ecosystem, then we have to basically be happy in what we are actually doing. If we don't find meaning in what we are doing in that particular, during the particular prime time hours, you understand that, for 40 years, you are going to work in that particular organization. And so 40 years, if you are investing the most valuable prime time hours of your life for some other organization, and if it is not giving you some kind of motivation or meaning or purpose, then by the end of your life, your life will basically become miserable. So that is the reason I always ensure that in my sessions on career planning, I make it a point that I speak about what is that important criteria while deciding our careers. So I will touch upon it and then give you some important value-based ingredients to all of you. I am sure some of you will definitely take those inputs and then try to design your careers. After that, I will discuss about a sample resume. I'll take one example in one particular domain area, that is marketing. And then I will brief you about how we have to construct our resume and ensure that our resume is sought for interview. So that is what I'm going to discuss. And after that, there will be a discussion about self-introduction and then resume. How do they sync together? Because there are a lot of questions on self-introduction. Sir, how do I introduce myself? There are some students who said to me that, sir, I hope we have to be very, very brief in our self-introduction because the resume is always there in front of the interviewer. So we need not discuss anything about what is there in the resume. So we have to just leave like that. We have to just speak about our personal life, and then the interviewer will understand it. So is this the way we have to introduce ourselves, or what should we basically speak during our self-introduction? So that is what I'm going to discuss. And finally, we will end up with question and answer session. Now, let's try to bust some myths. The first myth that students have is resume should be one page. Resumes should be one page. I will say that yes, resume should be one page. And I say that resume cannot be 3 or 4 pages also. Because resume is not a short notes, or it is not an assignment. Because what is necessary for an interviewer is to see the key points in your resume that are inclining to their job description. So you might be studying a 3 years program or a 4 years program or a 2 years program in your university. While studying 3 years program or 4 years program, you have participated in lot of events, or you have done lot of activities. You have endeavored into projects or internships also. So there are a lot of things that can be spoken in your resume. But as a matter of fact, my dear students, the golden rule is you have to understand what the position is all about, to whom you are applying, and try to be very, very, very crisp and clear about how you can basically bring the best of your experiences in SR University and then be brief to the interviewer. The reason why I'm saying to you to be very, very brief in your resume, to the point in your resume to the interviewer, is because the interviewer has many number of resumes, good number of resumes. He has volumes of resumes. So what he does is, if at all he is actually picking one particular resume from his table or from his desktop, he has very, very less time to basically see the core contents of your resume, because he has many more resumes to be taken care. So what he does is, he will basically go through at a surface level. When he's going through the surface level, understand that he has plenty of experience to scan the resume and understand whether the keywords, as suggested by Shravya or as asked by Shravya, whether the keywords are there or not, or whether the key elements are there or not, whether some of the elements are actually matching with the job description or not. These aspects are actually scanned in less than 1 minute. So which means that in less than 1 minute, the interviewer will try to understand to what extent this particular resume stands tall for that particular position. Now, you may ask an example, you may ask a question, sir, I have done a lot of things, and if I don't put all those things in the resume, then probably the interviewer might not have understood my capability or potential. Then probably I am losing an opportunity. My request to you is, or my understanding about resume is, that resume will not give you job. Please try to take that particular point outside. See, here there is another myth over there. A good resume will get you a job. That is a myth. What is the goal of preparing a resume? The goal of preparing a resume is to get an opportunity for an interview. That is more important. That is the reason a resume is always supported by a covering letter and a resume. Nowadays, when campus recruitments are happening, then what happens is covering letters are not at all considered. A resume is sufficient for the interviewer for some specialized positions. So which means that our goal is to ensure that the first impressions are the best impressions. Our goal is to ensure that we are writing our resume or drafting our resume or designing our resume in such a way that the key points are actually embedded into the resume to ensure that the interviewer is attracted to the contents of the resume. Once the interviewer gets attracted to the contents, it will naturally get selected for a very good interaction. That is our goal. And when it comes to your experiences during the last 3 years or 4 years or 2 years, as the case may be, once you get an opportunity to interact with the interviewer, you can speak volumes about your experiences that are relevant to that particular job position. So he is giving you an opportunity to explain or express your views. That is the reason it is called as interview. Interview is not basically a test to eliminate the interviewee, but it is genuinely a very good interactive session where the interviewer is giving an opportunity for the interviewee to express his opinions. That is the reason it is called as interview. The views that are exchanged between two people or two or more people. Because he's coming from an industry background, he wants to understand what kind of ideas this particular student who is studying in SR University can bring to their organization. In fact, if a company is coming from Hyderabad, they can get all the talent at Hyderabad itself. But why should the organization come down to SR University, take the permission of Murthy sir, and then try to take some students from SR University? Organization believe that students cannot, employment cannot be concentrated at one particular place. They want students from different diversified backgrounds. So that is the reason the diversity will lead to what is called as creativity. Creativity will lead to innovation. So that is the reason companies are interested to basically take students from different places. So when he is coming down to SR University to get the right talent who has novel opinions, new ideas, or new experiences, he is actually expecting in what way the students' views or the interviewee views can shape the organization in a much better manner. So he wants those candidates who have novel thinking, novel ideas. So that is the reason our goal is to ensure that we become a resourceful person to the organization. So that is the reason we have to be to the point of what they are expecting from us. Let us not beat around the bush in the resume. Let the resume be seen as what is this called as a real estate place where we will not be wasting any space without using it. Let us use the space in a meticulous manner, in a scientific manner, so that the interviewer will basically understand that this particular student has attention to detail. He crafts his resume very well. He's having a conscientious personality. That means this particular student is an organized student. So he has drafted his opinions in a proper manner. So that is how, the interviewer believes in you. So that is the reason my suggestion to you is resume need not be one page. It can go to second page and ensure that in 1-2 pages, you are giving the best of your information to the interviewer, to the job that you want to aspire for. So this is what is the first myth that is busted. Now, second aspect is grade point average is a top consideration, not necessary, because a lot of interviewers believe that if grade point average is the only consideration, they believe that, okay, fine, IQ is more important than emotional quotient, emotional intelligence. So they will only take employees, they will only take students as per the scorecard or rank card or their MSET scores or ISET scores or whatever it is, not necessary. Interviewers believe that a student who has scored less grade points might be good in his leadership qualities as well. So organization wants the visionaries. Organization want employees who can imagine beyond obvious. So they want leaders. So that is the reason grade point average is a basic ingredient for you to get an opportunity to the interviewer, but it is not the whole and sole point for you to be selected. If you have secured lesser points in your academics, but you can compensate it by your leadership qualities or by your creativity or by your innovation or by explaining to him in what way he can bring wonderful ideas to the project that he is actually given when he works in that organization. So it all depends on how a person tries to bring himself more resourceful in front of the interviewer. So grade point average need not be a top consideration, and students who have scored very less marks in their subjects need not worry that GPA or CGPA is the only criteria for the organization to select the employees. Not necessary. What kind of ideas you can deliver are more important, or what kind of skills that you have that are crucial for the organization to be successful is more important. So with this, we have busted 3 myths. Your resume should be general to increase your chances of getting a job. No, resume is not like jack of all trades and master of none. Absolutely not. There is an element called as career objective. A lot of students are not aware of how to draft a career objective. They generally write lot of vague points in career objective. I want to join in this I want to join a multinational organization where I can prove my abilities to the success of the organization. So they will write something, in this particular manner, where all these words or sentences symbolize subjectivity. So when we say objective, I hope you all have studied what is an objective, how we are supposed to draft our objectives in management education. In management education, we are taught that objectives should follow certain parameters. So we have to design objectives by following few principles. Can somebody tell me what are those points that needs to be considered while drafting an objective? I'm not talking about career objective. I'm talking about general objective, which is crucial for organizations to survive. Can anybody say the principles of objectives? There is an acronym that is meant to draft or design objectives for an organization. Can anybody answer this question?
They're maintaining library silence.
No problem, sir. No problem. I can help them out. Students, all of you know this answer. If I just give you a small kind of clue, you will immediately say it. No issues at all. No, there is an acronym called as SMART, S-M-A-R-T. Now, do you remember, students? Objectives have to be framed in the principles of S-M-A-R-T. Yes, can you please say at least one point in that acronym? S-M-A-R-T, SMART. At least anybody.
It is specific, and objectives should be measurable, they should be achievable, relevant, and also it should have a time.
Oh, wonderful. So I hope this is not from Google, right?
No, so actually we have a session over this.
Excellent, excellent. So wonderful. So thank you very much for bringing this point. So SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound or time based. So when you are actually drafting an objective, your objective should be very, very specific. It has to be measurable. So in your career objective also, you pretty well know which company is coming. Thanks to Dean placements, you are very short about which company is coming. You need not worry about which company is coming, what is the industry which that particular company belongs to, what is the post they are actually, for which post they are actually coming to our campus. You need not worry about it. All that information is known to you. At least one day in advance also it is known to you. So when you know about the company, when you know about what industry this particular company belongs to, when you know what kind of position they are actually looking forward, you can browse that particular information in the internet. It can be, that job can be related to marketing, that job can be related to finance, the job can be related to HR, that job can be related to operations management, supply chain management, operations research, whatever it is, or systems, whatever it is. So when you know this information, and when you know the position that the company is actually coming forward to take, then it is very easy. So your career objective has to be very, very specific. So that is the reason, understand that in your career objective, if you are not mentioning the position that the interviewer is coming to take you, and if you are writing anything beyond that, then probably he will feel that, you do not have clarity about why we came here, or you do not have clarity about what is a career objective. When he is coming here to basically take a HR executive, and if you say that I want to join a multinational company where I can contribute to the growth of the organization, where I can improve the share value of the organization and all that, the interviewer will feel that, he or she doesn't have common sense. Because when I'm coming to this particular institution in order to take HR executive or marketing executive for so-and-so particular project, why is that he or she is not specifying it in his career objective? So that is the reason I'm telling you, my dear students, that whenever you know which company you want to apply for, which position you want to apply for, or if you are planning to basically apply for some companies, know about the position, know about the job role, know about the job skills that are required for that particular company.
The resume should be tailor-made.
Yeah, it has to be tailor-made. So you cannot basically say that, I'll prepare one resume and then I will share that particular resume to all companies. somebody will be interested in that particular resume and they will send me information via email. No, absolutely not. So that is the reason I'm making this point very clearly, that you cannot put your resume in a generic mode. You have to make it, as Murthy sir has said, you have to customize the resume according to the requirements of the interviewer. Tomorrow, the interviewer should not speak to the dean placement saying that why your students are not aware of for what we are coming to this particular university. Why is that they are not aware of this particular role? Frankly speaking, understand that probably there are chances that very less information is known to us, but it is my responsibility to understand it through internet sources about what kind of a role that particular position requires, or what kind of skills that particular position requires, and I need to do some kind of research, background work. Don't expect that your placement officer will deliver everything from A to Z to you and you just spell it out. No, absolutely not. Placement officers are meant to bring the companies. They will inform you what the company is all about. You have to do a lot of background research and impress the interviewer that here is a person who is interested about this particular role, about the goals in the organization. He or she is interested to basically grow in the organization. So such kind of impression should be created by the interviewee to the interviewer. You cannot be a parrot. Okay, got it? So that is the reason. Understand that your resume cannot be very, very general. It has to be very, very specific. My dear students, all these myths I am taking some time because I am not at all worried about the time constraint. I will extend the time also. I will ensure that today you are going to get the gist of resume preparation. Okay, I will complete all the slides. I request your patience in this regard. Okay, I will not take 4 hours or 5 hours, but within 2 hours only, I will try to spell all the information that is relevant for you to crack the interview. Got it? One. Now, some lies are okay. This is another bust. So people generally say that, sir, even though we don't know, we have to answer it. In such a way that our confidence is basically expressed to the interviewer. No, absolutely not. You cannot basically lie, because the interviewer is not interviewing for the first time. He has interviewed thousands and thousands of students. You cannot basically, lie in front of him, or you cannot basically represent fakeness in front of him. No, absolutely not. Now, when I'm saying lies, my request to all of you is, what does he ask in the interview? I will just give you a clear indication of what he is basically going to ask us. For example, if at all it is a marketing position, or it can be a HR position. Let us take a marketing position. If he is expecting, when he is actually coming to SR University to select some students for digital marketing roles, digital marketing roles, or digital analyst role, then what is that he is expecting? He is expecting that the student is aware of what is this digital marketing, what is the significance of digital marketing, or some principles of marketing, or the definition of marketing, or some promotional activities, or some 4 P's, or some 5 P's in service industry, or what are the tools in digital marketing. So these are the basic aspects, right? So if you are unable to understand these basic aspects of what the role is going to be, then what is the point in basically attending the interview? So why should we lie? Why should the concept of lie should come into this particular interview at all? Because he is not going to test your ignorance. He is only trying to test your competence. Interview is not to basically eliminate you. Understand that interview is only to select you, because he is coming with a lot of hopes. Just because you are black, or you are blue, or you are green, or you are different, doesn't mean that he is biased on few colors and is going to select you. Absolutely not. You might be anybody. He is trying to understand whether you have the goods to deliver to him or not. You might be thin, you might be tall, you might be, hefty, you might be whatever it is. The goal for him is whether you can deliver his goods as he is actually intending or not. So when he's asking these basic questions, which are vital for you to be trained in the organization according to their own cultural system or value system, then if you are unable to answer few questions, what is the use? Let's take an example, 4 P's. If you cannot answer what is this 4 P's all about, product, price, place, promotion. Okay, people and physical evidence are part of service P's. So now what is this AIDA stands for? In advertising, we generally get this concept called as AIDA. Can anybody answer this question? What is AIDA stands for? In advertising and sales promotion, we generally get this acronym called as AIDA.
Along with resume, they are getting MBA subject also today.
Yeah, because it is a package, sir. It is a package, because in the interview, they will definitely ask some questions which are primarily related to the basic concepts in management. So they have to answer it. If they cannot answer these basic questions, that means you are not prepared for the interview. When you are not prepared for the interview, then you are going to get some companies, or you will compromise on those companies which will degrade your potential and give you peanuts. What is the difference between a student who is selling dictionaries and a student who is supposed to basically strategize the products or services of an organization? Both will wear tie, both looks professional, but in what way an MBA has to have an extra advantage over a person who does not have this MBA qualification selling dictionaries? So AIDA in sales promotion stands for very simple. You all know about it, but you have forgotten. So it stands for awareness, interest, desire, and action. So every sales executive should basically create awareness. Because of that awareness, a customer will basically generate interest. And after that, desire and action are actually coming from the customer point of view. So from the sales executive point of view or the marketing point of view, awareness and interest has to be inculcated to the customer, and desire and action is coming from the customer point of view. So these are the basic principles that are actually checked in the interviewee. If you do not have this particular information with you, then you are not supposed to basically sit for the interview. Forget about live. Why should you sit for the interview? Without preparation, you cannot sit for the interview. It means that you are actually planning to fail. If you fail to plan, you are actually planning to fail. So that is the reason my request to all of you is better late than never. You need not worry that, 2 years I have not studied these basic principles also. What is this? My life has become like this. Not at all. The realization can come at any point of time. You can be serious at this point of time also. That is the reason these kind of sessions are like calling bells to our career. So that is the reason, please take these points very seriously. And then, you can basically go for mock interview sessions also, so that you'll be more confident and more prepared for the job roles. Okay. Now, PDF resume is more professional than a Microsoft Word document? Not necessary, because when you are converting your Word document into PDF, there are chances that the software might not be in a position to read the keywords because of technological issues. So my suggestion to you is, please keep the resume in Word format itself, so that the software will be in a position to read the keywords. Because in most of these technological organizations, the human beings will not be checking the resumes. Gone are those days. So there are a lot of algorithms that are keyed in the software, where the software basically looks for some keywords, and those resumes with those keywords will be selected for interview call letters. So that is again an important reason why the keywords or action words have to be projected in our resume that are in sync with your capabilities as well as with the job description. Is that okay? So that is the reason, ensure that your resume is in Word format. And next one is, don't be critical on your resume, which means that, see, resume is a 1 page or 2 page document. It is just a paper. You focus more on your presentation to the interviewer, focus less on your resume. No, nothing like that. Your resume is a representation of you. This is what my definition is. because the interviewer is not aware of your potential or talents or your abilities, but your resume is representing your potential at a minuscule level. If you are not careful in the way you are formatting your resumes, along with the punctuation marks, along with the spellings, along with choosing the right word for one particular thought process, then probably the other person will feel that this particular student has not given due respect to prepare his resume. When he's so negligent about his resume, then what is the use of actually taking him to our organization? I am sure Moti sir will definitely agree with me. In his previous experiences, there are a lot of students who have actually cut, copy, pasted the resumes from their friends. Let's take an example. An ECE student has copy pasted a resume from from a mechanical student. So in his academic curriculum, an academic resume, what happened is instead of ECE, there is mechanical. The interviewer has pointed out this particular question. See, you are from ECE, but why is that you have mentioned here mechanical? Is it, sir? He said, is it? No, when the student said, is it? Immediately, the interviewer understood that this particular student has a very big wrong attitude. And he said, please get up and get lost. You will not be selected by this company as long as I'm there in this organization. It is not about a personal ego issue, but the way a student has responded to the interviewer matters most. Because how can a student give that particular resume, submit that resume without proofreading? It is his property. He is actually saying that when I'm giving this resume, I am responsible for each and every word or verbatim in that particular resume. That is the reason in the end of your resume, there is something called as your name, and above your name, you are signing it. Why people have to sign on the resume? You may ask a question, sir, why should we have a signature in the resume? A resume is a resume is a resume. What is there in signing? When you sign, you're acknowledging a fact that all the contents that have been drafted in this resume are true to the best of my knowledge. I'm taking personal responsibility for each and every word or letter that I have fixed in this particular resume. So consciously, I have prepared this resume and I am accountable for whatever is being brought in the resume. So now if the interviewer says that there is a problem in formatting, there is a problem in spelling mistakes, there is a problem in paraphrasing. So, and if you say, sir, I'm sorry, sir, the printer wala has taken the print like that, sir. Oh, I did not notice it, sir. Excuse me, sir. Next time I will make it proper, sir. Which means you are giving a clear reason why you should not be selected by the interviewer. So I understand, my dear students, getting an organization to the campus is a very, very, very difficult task. The reason is how much the placement officer has actually sold about you without knowing anything about you to the company and bringing that particular company to the needs of the students. And if the interviewer basically feels that whatever has been said about the students is not at all in reality, then why will that particular company come back again? They will offer 3 to 4 offers and they will say, thank you very much. Next time when the placement officer calls the organization, they will say, we are very sorry. And you'll be surprised to know that the next batch of students might be much better than the earlier batch, but unfortunately they will be losing opportunities because their seniors have not projected in a qualitative manner to the interviewer, and hence the juniors have actually suffered because of these issues. So that is the reason a student should not only be responsible for himself, but he's also responsible for the university where he is actually studying, because the next generation of students should also gain equal opportunities as you got. So it all depends on how you basically position yourself in front of the interviewer. Not only that, my dear students, today you might be appearing as a student. After 5 to 10 years, when you join an organization, and if you are in the interview panel, if you ask the same question to the interviewee, to the student in front of you, and if he's responding in that attitude, will you basically say that, wonderful, this is how I have actually responded. So I love these kind of students who respond like this, and you are selected. I'm not at all going to evaluate any of other qualities. You have a bad attitude, and that is what is needed to our company. Please join our company. Thank you very much. Will anybody say like that? Absolutely not. Because when you have showed your attitude and when people have rejected you, over a period of time, you have understood that this is not the attitude that I'm supposed to wear. I'm supposed to basically go ahead in my life. I'm supposed to change my attitude and then present myself in a professionally accepting manner. Otherwise, I will not have space in this world. So let me prove that I am professionally competent. And that is how you have actually shaped your personality. Over a period of time, you are successful. And if somebody is actually behaving in the same way as you did earlier, you are also educating him. So there is very less information that you will basically take it from your teachers, because you feel that teachers always take classes to you. No, absolutely not. You are getting an opportunity for you to basically guide your next generation of students in the right direction. So that is the reason, take this particular opportunity as a special moment in your life, which will actually change your life aspirations. Okay, don't include social media information. My dear students, this is very, very important. Nowadays, most of the interviews are happening online only. Thanks to COVID, what has happened is companies coming to colleges is an old ball game. Absolutely. So nowadays companies are actually saying that why should we waste our time to come to the campus? We will basically do it online. When I'm sitting in front of you and you are listening to me, and if you are introducing yourself to me, what I will do is I will try to type your name in LinkedIn or Instagram or in Facebook or in Twitter. I will try to understand whether what you are speaking is in line with your value system or not. If your social behavior is not in tune with what you are actually speaking, then probably here is a person who is a hypocrite. Our goal is to be very, very careful when we are representing ourselves in the social world also, because the interviewer is interested in the total personality in the organization. He is not interested in a person who does his job very well, but his character is very, very bad. Let's take an example. You are working in an organization because of your technical abilities. You're technically very sound. The company has just taken you in his organization just because of your technical abilities. While pursuing your job in that organization in the best possible manner, what you do is you will leave controversial remarks on government in the social media. Controversial remarks on government in social media, where it is not called for, CALLED called for. Now, what happens at that point of time? At some point of time, if the government believes that you are a person who is actually triggering some kind of controversy in the minds of people around you, then there are chances that you might be called for. And what is going to happen to the reputation of the organization when their employees are involved in some controversies? So that is the reason it is very important that our personal life and professional life has to be very, very sensitively or seriously be taken. If I have my views which are quite contradictory to what is happening in the society, in what constructive way I have to bring my thoughts in the social media so that I am raising the problem and I am also offering a solution. I'm not personally pointing out the flaws in the government, but I'm trying to bring out some solutions in the best possible manner, in a professional manner, so that people appreciate the way I am trying to behave in social media. It's not that when we say I have freedom of speech, we speak whatever we want. For every freedom of speech, there is also a responsibility of what we basically speak, because it is there will be a ripple effect around us. So that is the reason, my dear students, nowadays interviewers are also interested in what kind of social behavior you have in World Wide Web. So you have to be very, very careful. My request to all of you is, you are a management student, or you can be an engineering student or whatever it is. My request to you is, please ensure that you understand what is the value of LinkedIn. Go to YouTube, understand what is LinkedIn, in what way your LinkedIn can shape your career. Register in LinkedIn and then try to interact very well in the particular LinkedIn groups or forums, gain knowledge, get that networking. Automatically, because of your LinkedIn profile, there are chances that your profile will be selected for one good organization. In fact, you'll be surprised to know almost 45 to 50% of recruitment happens through LinkedIn only. So you don't believe it, but it is a fact. So my request to you is, please see the ways in which you can be very, very smart, and then design your career for your success and the success of the university where you are working. Okay. Now, have you understood, everybody? Did you understand about the myths?
Sir.
Okay. Any important value that you have taken from that myths? Any one value which you are not aware and suddenly you got enlightened about one particular value?
Yeah, sure. About the career objective.
Career objective. Very good. Very good. Okay. I'm definitely going to help you in designing a very good career objective also in this particular session. Okay. Thank you very much. So with this introduction of how to bust our myths, then we will enter into the second important aspect called as important criteria while designing your career. My dear students, this is not part of resume preparation, but this is an essential part of our career life. So that is the reason I'm spending some time on this, and then help you what is this career, in what way we have to shape our careers, so that we will be very, very happy during the prime time hours that we spend for 40 years. Okay. Now, what are the most important criteria? How do you choose your career goal? What research you did about your goal? What is your plan of action? So what is plan of action? What is your plan A and what is your plan B? There are a lot of students who say, who believe that, this is what my passion is all about. And then they enter into the passion. And if they don't work their passion in a proper manner, in a methodical manner, then they might miss that particular passion, or they might lose that particular passion. And finally, they will basically get depressed or disappointed. And they will say that we should have passions, but by passions, we may not be able to achieve our goals. So better is not to have passions at all. So this is what their conclusion will be. But understand, my dear students, that we need to have plan A and we need to have plan B. 1 minute. Yeah, I have muted. Yeah. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we need to always have, every student should have plan A as well as plan B. So plan A can be his passion, but when he's unable to achieve his passion because of different circumstances, he should have plan B also, so that he will settle in a safest manner. So I will just explain to you, how do you choose your career goal? How do you choose your career goal? Okay. Now, while important criteria while drafting, not while drafting resume, but while you are choosing your career goal. Many students have a lot of passions. I want to become a cricketer. I want to become a singer. I want to become a dancer. I want to come out with a prank video where I will get a lot of subscriptions like Durga Rao, and then I'll become famous, and then I can get a lot of remuneration from YouTube. So there might be a lot of passions, but what is the reality? So you might be starting a lot of videos, but nobody is actually reading at all. Or you want to crack UPSC civil services, but when you study, you are not able to understand a single point also. You want to develop an application, but already that application is developed by somebody. So there are a lot of passions for each one of us. But what is the reality? There might be less resources that are available around us to guide us properly to achieve our passions, or there might be some limitations in me, or not some good capabilities that we have in order to achieve our passions. So that is the reason we should understand what are our passions and what is the reality. In what way from this particular reality, I need to resolve certain few aspects and then achieve our passions. This is very important. I'll just give you an example. So golden rule for a healthy career is, my dear students, when we pretty well know that for next 40 years, we are going to spend the prime time hours in the organization, we need to be happy working for 9 hours or 10 hours or 8 hours. So if we are not happy in that organization, that is going to consume a lot of our personal life. So if we want to be happy in the organization, what is that we are supposed to do? Two things. Either we are supposed to do a job that is highly meaningful to us, because that is my passion, and I cracked that particular interview and then I joined that particular organization. It can be the dream job that I have fulfilled because of my skills or abilities or hard work. That can be a way. Or second one is, you have your passions, but you have your family responsibilities also. When you have passions and when you have family responsibilities, there is asynchronous aspects. Asynchronous aspects means they are not matching together, because you believe that you want to go for passions, but your family says that no, not now, or financial responsibilities are like this, or a financial strength is like this, family's financial strength is like this, so it is very difficult right now, don't go like that. So what we have to do in those lines? I'm not talking about the first instance where a student is passionate about one job, he does a lot of hard work and he will crack it. There are very less number of people like that in the society. In the second instance, there are more number of people who has passions, but they have family responsibilities also. In that situation, what we have to do? So in that situation, we are supposed to ensure that we take up a job, even though we are not interested in it, because our passion or our heart or mind or soul is somewhere else. We are supposed to do the job for the sake of doing it. Sir, how should we do something which we are not interested at all? That is the reason there is something called as compensation. What do you mean by compensation? Let's take an example. For example, in the office, something did not go well to me. Shall I basically bring that particular office issues back to my home and then spoil my family environment? Or when I coming back my home, I have another important purpose than something that is happening in the office. That means I have very good hobbies. I have great interests. I spend some time with my family for certain important aspects, so that my mind is free from the office troubles. Or I'm involved in some hobbies which are more significant than what I am doing in the organization. So I'm involved in some kind of Teach for India programs or Bhumi Fellowship or Gandhian Fellowship, where my services are absolutely significant to be delivered to some sect of people in the society, and they appreciate my efforts. So which means that whatever is happening in the organization and whatever is happening in your personal life or personal endeavors, you have to understand, or you have to ensure that you are doing much better things than what you are doing in the organization. Because in the organization, you are doing for the sake of doing it. But when you come back to your family life, you should have some activities which will basically give you some kind of happiness. In that way, that particular aspect will be compensated. It will be balanced. So that when you go back to your office, you will be performing as per the norms and needs of the organization. So your goal in the organization from morning 9 to evening 5 is that there should not be any complaints about your work. You need not perform to the best of your abilities, but you are supposed to perform to ensure that there are no complaints on your work. Here is a person who is doing his work, no problems at all, no complaints at all. But when you're coming back from your office to your home, you have much more better activity for your fulfillment, for your satisfaction, for your delight, for your happiness. That is what is called as passions. My suggestion to you is, my dear students, that when you are unable to reach your passions, or when you cannot make your passions as a primary goal to be fulfilled, ensure that your passions are converted into hobbies. And ensure that while you are working also, your hobbies will also simultaneously grow along with you. Over a period of time, ensure that these hobbies can be converted into meaningful professions. Once your hobbies are converted into professions, or when you think this is the right time for me to convert my hobbies into professions, and understand that whether you will think any point of time, whether you will be working, when you are involved in a task, body and mind is involved in a task which you like so much, and when there is good meaning in what you are doing, do you think that you are working at all? No, absolutely not. You will not be thinking that you are working at all, because you are submerged in the activity because you love that activity. There is no difference between you and the work that is happening. People will think that both you and the work are the same. That is what is called a Csikszentmihalyi, the founder of positive psychology, said the flow, F-L-O-W, flow. You're getting my point? So that is the reason my goal, or our goal, is to ensure that over a period of time, our hobbies should be converted into professions. Sir, it is very easy to say all these things, sir, but it is very difficult to practice, sir. Yes, it is very difficult to practice. But do you know that there are a lot of people who are actually walking the talk? There are a lot of people who have done some activities just because they are supposed to do, and they have simultaneously carried their passions along with them. They worked on their passions during Saturdays and Sundays or holidays, and brought it to one particular state where they believed in themselves that yes, now is the right time for us to basically stop this particular activity, which I am not so delighted, but enter into this particular hobby, make this hobby as a profession, because I have sufficient monetary or resources to take care of my hobby as a profession. This is a classical example. The list that is given over here is limited because of the screen size. But if you type all these techies who has left a job, there are a lot of people who have actually left their high-paying jobs and they are involved in organic farming or community development and still earning lakhs and lakhs of rupees. And they are happy in their lives. This is our goal. Our goal is not to basically be for an organization and then be in a miserable position that, yes, I became a slave to the organization for 40 years. And if I have to look back, what I have done in my life? Absolutely no. Let us not take it as a chance. No. So this is what I want, my dear students, that each one of us should be very careful in designing our goals. We will do the job, yes, for the sake of our livelihood. We will do the job for us to prove that, yes, I'm competent enough to do a job in the organization. We will do the job for the appreciations. We'll do the job for laurels. But we will also basically follow our passions. We will also try to design our passions, shape our passions. Over a period of time, let's see that our passions be converted into professions. That is the reason a happy life is, if somebody has to ask a question, I'm asking this question at this point of time. There are two choices for you. Are you interested to work 40 years, that is 80,000 hours, for somebody to become richest, and you become miserable by the end of your life? Or 40 years of working, 80,000 hours of work hours are meant to do what we love to do, where what we do gives meaning to life, society, and country. Don't you think that these people are adding value to themselves, to the society, to the country? They are enjoying their life. They are contributing to the society. They are contributing to the country. So this is what my point over here is. Now you have to say, Mama, whether you agree or disagree. Agree or disagree?
Agree, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So with a small smile, at least because of this image. Others, agree or disagree?
Agreed, sir.
Agreed, sir.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So understand that is the bottom line of my presentation. And from now onwards, I'll be speaking more things relevant to your resume preparation. But my dear students, understand that life is beyond resume. Life is beyond job. So this resume and job are the foundations for us to think beyond the job. and understand our life as a precious opportunity to lead our life in the most fulfilled manner. Otherwise, next 40 years, we have to compromise on our life living, and then we have to be very, very miserable. So now management, you're all management students. Sir, you have given some examples about techies, but we are management students. Can you give some examples about some management professionals who left their jobs and then they are pursuing their dream goals or passions? Yes, I can give you an examples. My request to you is please read these books called as Stay Hungry and Stay Foolish by Rashmi Bansal. I Have a Dream by Rashmi Bansal. Now, Stay Hungry, Stay Foolish is a classical book which talks about 25 IIM graduates, who chose to tread a path of their own making. They have left the jobs, high-paying jobs, and they believed in what they want to do, and they are successful in doing what they want to do. In the same way, I have a dream. So my request to you is please buy these books and go through the books and understand how you can be more happier in your life. There is another great book called as 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. As a management graduate, how you can become a problem solver to one of the challenges that the country is facing. This is also very, very important because I believe that each one of you who is actually listening to my session cannot be limited to one particular organization. But I can see that each one of us are capable of actually producing such an impact where we can basically try to resolve some bigger challenges of the country. It all depends on how we basically give value to our own self. If I'm not giving value to my own self, then why do you expect that somebody will give value to you? So you might think at this point of time that you are not skilled, but understand that you are not skilled is a feeling to yourself. If I have to say in a different word, I will say that you are not motivated in that particular area where you believe that you are not skilled properly. I will say to you that you are motivated for a different purpose. Now, what is the different purpose that you are motivated for? And why is that you are cribbing for the things that is happening bad about you? You try to understand those aspects. Nobody will say it, my dear students. You have to basically understand it by yourself. There is something called as self-discovery only. For that, in order to discover about your latent talents, you have to spend a lot of time for yourself. The more time you spend yourself in silence, the better clarity you will gain. The more you talk, you'll get opinions which are second-rated opinions about your career. That is not at all correct. So let us do a job which is good for our living and also try to pursue certain activities which is actually giving a meaning to our life and living. Got it? Fine? Yeah. Now let us enter into the most important arena for today's session, which is called as resume preparation. As I said to you earlier, my dear students, whenever we are preparing resume, we have to be very, very careful about to whom we are preparing this resume. As Murthy sir has said, that each and every resume that you make should be tailor-made, which means you have to customize your resume to the needs and goals of that particular organization / industry. So without understanding for whom you're applying, what it is all about, it is very difficult for you to craft a very good resume that is reasonable for the interviewer to select your profile for the position. So in this particular example, in this particular presentation, I'm going to give you an example of digital marketing. Why is digital marketing? I can give you hundreds of reasons. Because of COVID, everything is being converted into what is this called as everything is converted into digital. The classes are also converted into digital. Let's take an example. IIT classes, mechanical, civil, electrical, electronics. 1 year is over. And in 1 year, mechanical engineering labs are also done through online. Civil engineering labs are also done through online. Electrical engineering labs are also done through online. Now you understand because of this COVID, what has happened is now everybody started entering into online. Now, when everything is online, what is needed? what is needed is in what way we have to manage the information of the customers, analyze the information of the customers, and then come to some conclusions where we can predict the behaviors of the customers. That is the whole crux of digital marketing. If we don't understand the customer, how can we basically offer our services to the customer? So that is the reason this digital marketing has entered into all spheres of the industry. So during pandemic, it is very difficult to basically have the physical levels of interaction, because lot of what is this called as traffic is there in the digital hemisphere. So when there is a lot of traffic in the digital hemisphere, when people are having a lot of choices in the digital hemisphere, and if somebody is actually opening his shop or trying to pursue his business physically and trying to basically think that his destiny will basically lead him to victory, then probably you are losing the big chunk of business. Yes, you will survive. In the physical mode, you will survive. But when it comes to growth of your organization or your enterprise, it will basically take a beating, because there are a lot of people who are taking those organizations to virtual grounds. So my dear students, when you understand what this digital marketing is all about, because tomorrow if Murthy sir brings a multinational company for data analyst position, and if you do not analyze what this digital marketing is all about, and if you don't understand the skills that are required for data analyst position, or if you do not know, or if you are not aware of what happens in digital marketing or digital analysis, then you may not be able to craft your resume to the needs of that particular position. You're able to understand? So that is the reason my suggestion to all of you is you should know the background as to why you want to enter into this particular digital marketing. Let's take an example. A multinational company comes to your campus and they will say, okay, you are interested in data analyst role. Wonderful. Can you please explain to me why you are passionate about digital marketing? This is a question he may ask. And if you just give an example by saying that, sir, the entire world has moved towards digital marketing, that is the reason I am passionate towards digital marketing. That particular statement is a vague, generic, subjective statement. This particular statement can be given by any Tom, Dick, and Harry. But if you are trying to come out with some statistics, sir, 71% of consumers are more likely to purchase from brands they follow on social media. Now, there are 3x as many leads for content marketing over traditional marketing. So there are 10.3 billion Google searches each month, with 78% of US users searching products and services online. When it comes to this particular product, this is a niche area. And this particular niche segment has this much of population. And if we can capture 1% of this population, we can earn our revenues in billions. That is the reason, sir, I'm interested or passionate to be in digital marketing. If you say in this particular statistical format to the interviewer, the interviewer will basically be so happy, because he will understand that here is a student who has analyzed the industry of digital marketing, has some knowledge about digital marketing, and he has very clear-cut understanding about why he wants to enter into this digital marketing career. And he will basically have confidence on you. So when you have done enough research on digital marketing, the advantage for you is, if he is asking some difficult questions which you are unable to answer also, you have initially given him some confidence about your passions towards digital marketing in a scientific manner by using some statistics. So he feels so happy about it. And if few questions are unanswered also, that is compensated by your explanation by giving some statistics. In that way, you will be selected for that organization. So that is the reason. Understand, my dear students, that what kind of impressions you are actually giving to the interviewer to select you. What kind of reasons you are actually giving to the interviewer for getting selected in the interviews. Let's take an example. When I started my career, I have few years of experience. At that time, call center business used to grow very well. So there is a company called as Progeon. Progeon. It is a offshoot of Infosys organization. I have applied for Progeon company for a HR executive position because earlier I had an experience of call center activity also. So when I underwent that particular HR interview for 45 minutes, the lady was asking several questions and I was able to answer all the questions. Then the one question that he has asked in the end is, Ravikant, you give me a reason why we have to select you. Then after explaining all these aspects, you tell me why I'm not supposed to be selected for your organization. With a lot of confidence, I have said that. And she was impressed by the way my confidence is. But I was not selected for that organization because at some point of time, I made a mistake. The mistake that I have committed is I'm very good in my academics. I'm not saying that I have 99%. No, I'm 70%. But I have clarity about what I have. So the knowledge that I have gained, I'm clarity about it. So I'm confident in speaking about whatever knowledge I have. So now she asked me a question. The question is like this: Ravikant, you are very good in your academics. You have a lot of confidence in your academics. You have great communication skills also. Why is it you want to? Why is that you are not in? Why is that you can't go towards pursuing your PhD so that you can become a very good teacher? Then immediately I said, because somehow it struck in me emotionally, and I said, yes, ma'am, I'm sure I will be going for my PhD and then I will be endeavoring into teaching role, but it will be after some time, I said. Then after 5 to 10 minutes of interaction, she said, thank you, Ravikant, and then we will inform you after 3 to 4 days. And after 3 to 4 days, I got a mail. Thank you very much, Ravikant. You've been a very good person in the interview. You're done very well, but we cannot take you. We are sorry about it. So I sent a mail again. Why are you not interested to take me? She said, we want a person who gives us commitment to the organization for a longer period of time. But as we understand that, you are interested in teaching role and you want to pursue PhD. So we do not know when your aspiration will basically triggered in you, and then you will be leaving the organization. So we will be investing a lot of money. And so that is the reason we may not be able to take you. Thank you very much. All the best for your future. So here is a point where I missed it. So probably if you are in that particular position, and if the same question is asked to you that your father is actually a businessman, why is that you're not interested in business? And if you say that, yes, sir, my grandfather is a businessman, my father is a businessman, I will also enter into business, but I need to gain some experience in organization and then I want to enter into business. Then immediately there are chances you may not be selected because they feel that at any point of time, this person will chumma enter into his business. And for the sake of joining organization, because he has done his master's degree, he wants to continue for 1 year or 2 years. So you might lose your job. That is the reason in what way you can say it. Now, I'm not saying that you have to lie over here because I'm the first person who said that integrity is very, very important. But if the question is asked to you that, why you are not interested in your family business, I will say, sir, family business is not priority right now. Right now for me is to basically see that I'm independent. I contribute to what I have learned in my academics. And I want to basically grow in the organization. And then I want to create some impact in what I deliver in the organization over a period of time. This is what my goal is. And I have no idea about, I'm not having any kind of thought about entering into my family business. Simple, very simple. So this is how you are supposed to tackle that issue, because you can say, right now, I'm not focused on my family business. And if they say, if you are not focused right now, what do you mean by right now? What is the span of right now? You can say that, sir, I want to be independent in the organization. I want to basically grow in the organization. It will take several years. I want to contribute to the organization. And my father has said to me that, Ravikant, you be independent. Family business is there for our family. Need not be for you. First, you develop, you grow, you become independent, you achieve your career success. This is what is actually trained to me. So God knows what will happen later. But know what kind of confidence you are giving to the other person. This is more important. But frankly speaking, my dear student, if you say that your family business is your priority, in another 2 months or 6 months, you will join your family business. You cannot basically enter into the interview environment and say that, I love to be in this organization. I am born for your organization. Your organization name is also tattooed here. That is the reason I want to join your organization. It cannot be like that. You cannot make yourself fool in front of the interviewer, or you cannot take the interview to be granted. No, there should be some kind of integrity in you. No, for how long you want to work in that organization, there should be some kind of commitment. That commitment should happen when you discuss about your aspirations with your family members, and ask your family members to leave some space to you for you to basically develop, for you to diversify your thoughts, for you to be acceptable by the society around you, for you to have your own identity in the organizational context. So that family business is always there, but you be an independent person. Prove yourself, gain a lot of professional etiquette, and see how you can transfer that professional etiquette to your family business over a period of time when your father, by his old age, is unable to basically take care of his business. But when your father is able to take care of his business, then there is no need for you to basically take care of the business. You can join that business at a point later when he is unable to take care. So ensure that the integrity is there, the commitment levels are there, and see that you are actually trying to prove your mettle in the organizational context. Got the point, my dear students? Okay. Now, as a data analyst, I said to you that we have to research the company. What is this digital marketing all about? The fundas should be there in us because we are drafting a resume. Okay, so for that, what do you think a digital analyst will do in this particular digital marketing environment? What he does is he tracks and analyzes customer behavior, deliver valuable insights quickly to the decision makers. My request to all of you is please try to observe the words that are actually there in this particular literature. Because somebody has asked in the first instance that, sir, what are the keywords? What are the action verbs? Why we are supposed to basically keep them in our resume? So you cannot open your dictionary, take the right word, put that particular right word in your resume and say, I have the best of vocabulary in the resume. No, absolutely not. You may fail. What you have to do is, if you are thinking about a role in one particular organization, let's take an example. Somebody might be interested in AWS, Amazon Web Services. Somebody may be interested in DevOps, 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 or Microsoft Azure. It is all related to cloud computing. So my request to you or suggestion to you is, what is the role of an AWS architect? That information is available in the internet. There are no issues at all. Plenty of information is available about AWS architect or DevOps admin. So this information is available, what he does. If you carefully understand what is the lingua franca of a AWS architect, you can take the keywords that you are going to do over a period of time. And once you take those keywords, try to basically see whether these keywords can be linked to your internship experiences, or whether these keywords can be linked to your project experience, or these keywords can be linked to some of the technical abilities that you have in order to do certain activities. So when you are using these technical words that are related to that particular role, then you are using the right vocabulary, which is actually matching your job profile to the needs of the job position. So tomorrow, for example, the artificial intelligence, if the computer has to shortlist your resume, it will try to see whether you have used the word called as, let's take an example in customer insights, track and analyze. If the customer is actually through machine learning, if at all, it is actually given some keywords such as track and analyze. And if you use the track and analyze in your resume, then there are high chances that your resume gets selected. But my dear students, there is a big warning to you, WARNING, warning to you. Just because these words are flowery or flavored, you cannot take them and use them. The background is, the essence is, if you are interested in digital analyst role in digital marketing, then you should have some kind of internship experience that is related to digital analyst. Related, I'm saying to you. Not, it need not be exact, but similar, not same, similar. Or you might have done a project that is related to digital analysis or digital marketing. So when you have some related experience in your 3 years of management education or 2 years of management education, then the advantage is you can borrow these words and try to naturally link to your project experiences. The goal is, let's take an example, selling dictionaries or selling vacuum cleaners. A graduate will do, a postgraduate can also do. What is a postgraduate who has specialization in marketing and sales promotion, advertising and sales promotion, do what a graduate who does not have any experience does? For example, if I'm specialized in sales, advertising and sales promotion in my management marketing specialization, I will see that this particular vacuum cleaner is positioned basing on segmentation of the market. So in what way I will be positioning this particular vacuum cleaner? So there can be a emotional positioning or it can be an intellectual positioning. Let's take an example. There might be some customers who are interested in that intellectual details of the product. They are interested in the functional details of the product. There are some customers who are interested in the emotional part of it. That's the reason, if at all you observe this advertisements, there are a lot of advertisements that are actually touching our emotional state. There are a lot of advertisements which are touching the emotional state. Let's take an example, cars, CARS, cars. If you see the cars, you will find that there are some children who are involved in that advertisement who will say, my big car, my big car. So why is it children are actually part of that advertisement campaigns? Because for every parent, the happiness of the child is very, very important. If you are targeting the parent through your ad, the parent will basically look at all the intellectual details of that particular car. What is the mileage? What is the durability? What is the return on investment? All these things will be looked after. But when you are actually positioning that particular advertisement for the kids in the family, the kid will basically speak about the particular car to his parent. And when he or she is actually speaking to the parent, there is an emotional bonding between the child ego state and the child ego state of the parent. In that way, the parent will basically think that, okay, fine, my daughter has asked, let me bring this particular big car. So they will buy the car just because of emotional grounds. You're able to understand? So in that way, my dear students, once you have knowledge about similar experiences of what you want to be in the organization, you may not be able to borrow any kind of lingua franca or action words or action verbs from the internet. It becomes fake, F-A-K-E, fake. So my request to you is, I'm assuming that if you want to target a data analyst role for digital marketing positions or careers, you should have done some kind of experience or project experience or internship experience in that particular area. If you have not done, at least please start doing some things in those particular areas, or you gain some knowledge about digital analyst role and speak in the interview as though you know about it in letter and spirit. So the goal is that the interviewer should be given some kind of confidence that here is a person who understands the technical details of what he is going to be subjected to, and he can adapt to that particular situation because he's a quick learner, and he will be a sure shot resourceful person down the line in the organization. So that is what is expected out of you. So as a data analyst or a digital analyst, your role should be made aware to you, or you should be aware of what you are going to do as a digital analyst. Okay. Similarly for HR also. Tomorrow, for example, you want to become a HR executive in an organization. Then what do? HR executive doesn't mean recruitment, not necessary recruitment. HR function starts from job analysis. Are you using the word called as job analysis in your resume? Or for example, you have done some kind of project work in NTPC. Let's take an example about recruitment and selection. In what way this particular job analysis is part of your project? In what way you can highlight that in your resume? This is also very, very important. So that is the reason most of the students have the problem. The problem is they might have done an activity very seriously, but they are unable to convert their activities in the language that the industry appreciates, or the language the industry is interested to know. So we have to know about that particular language also. Sir, what is this, sir? Do we need to think in those lines in a detailed manner about how they think, what they feel about us, in what way we can change their perception to our understanding? All these things are necessary. Yes, it is necessary because you are going for a job. If you believe that you have talent to yourself, irrespective of the language, irrespective of the creed that you belong to, then the world will understand your language if you have a talent. But if you think that, for some time I have to be in the industry, organization context, where I have to prove myself, gain a lot of experience, expertise, socialize with people, gain the social skills, and over a period of time, I will come out with a startup or an enterprise, then all these things are mandatory. Without you trying to understand the people around you or the organization where you want to work for, how can you think of establishing an organization by yourself? So that is the reason, my dear students, that it is necessary for us to basically understand the work culture, understand the nuances of the work culture, and try to adapt to what they are doing, and try to project those aspects which are similar to what we have done, so that the interviewer will basically see these areas which are in tandem with what they are expecting from the student. You're getting my point? You see the next point, get to know your customers well by tracking. 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 Tracking is another word which is being used by the industry. You are also tracking the customers, but how? Whether are you using that particular word or not? How did you use this particular word in your project? How can you use this particular word in your project? Have you done a project which requires this particular tracking? Something like that. So like customer experience, design customer journeys based on the insights. Insights is another keyword. Great experiences, functions, integrate phases. You see, these words are very, very important, which means that whatever activity we are doing, we are trying to convert that activity in a professional manner. So professional manner requires understanding about how they use certain words to the activity that we are interested in doing or we have done. So we have to learn that particular language. Let's take an example. I am 42 years. I joined Geetham University. Now, in Geetham University, when there are some meetings that are taking place, I need to understand in what way these meetings are actually taking place, how the PowerPoint presentations are being designed, in what way the words are used in the PowerPoint presentation to speak to the leaders. What is that I'm supposed to learn so that my way of communication falls in place with the line of communication that is existing in the university. If I basically use my way of actually drafting a communication style, then people might not accept it because they do not know my potential. So over a period of time, whatever I say, they might accept it. But initially, I need to basically prove that I am part of the system. So that is the reason there is a need for us to know in what way my activities are representing the professional way of doing the activity. Got it, my dear students? Did anybody get what I'm saying? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. You see, now earlier, what did we discuss? I said, as a digital analyst, what is that you are going to do in the organization? I said. Now, in this particular, slide, I'm telling you what are the skills of a digital analyst. A digital analyst has to write, should have good writing skills. He should have in-depth analysis. He should have this SEM skills. What is SEM? Can anybody answer? No, it is not SEM, it is SEO. What is SEO? Can anybody answer?
Search engine optimization.
Excellent. Very good. Venkatesh, you said it perfectly. 6 by 6. Search engine optimization. What do you mean by search engine optimization? Can anybody answer this? Can you please try it? It might be wrong also, no problem. Can you please try? Search engine optimization. The name itself is actually giving few clues about what it does. Let's take an example. You started your business online, or you are preparing a cloud platform where you can project your ideas to the outside world. But majority of the people, there is plenty of information about the same kind of activity in Google. So if you are one among those thousands and thousands of businesses, in what way your business in the cloud is also becoming the top 10 or 20 or 30 search choices. If you do not have the skills of SEO, search engine optimization, search engine management, then the problem is your business in the cloud might be in the 1000th position, where if somebody is clicking something, you will not be visible to the customer because you do not have the search engine optimization skills in order to place your cloud platform to the proximity of the virtual user. Nowadays, people are doing it. And if you say that, sir, I do not know, then welcome to the World Wide Web. If you do not know, you are an outdated person. You need to be smart. Let's take an example. I have crossed, most of my, half of my organizational years. 20 years I have crossed, another 20 years I have. So after 20 years of experience in the education sector, in order to prepare some posters to be shared with the students, I learned in important digital marketing tool called as Canva, C-A-N-V-A, Canva. How many of you remember this word Canva? Do you know what is Canva is all about?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what is Canva, Tali?
It is a site where you can make the posters according to the according to the platform, sir.
Exactly.
You can also make presentations, resumes, and everything.
Exactly.
It's all about content creation.
It's all about content creation. The content creation can be done in a more flexible manner in order to appeal to the audience. There are a lot of templates that are given to us. There are a lot of animations that are actually offered to us. Majority of them are free of cost. There is already an existing content that is given to us in what way we can use them, modify the backgrounds, and project our views, project our ideas in such a way that the ad is more appealing, the poster is more appealing, the content is more appealing, and the end users are actually getting positively affected by it. So when I'm doing it 41, 42 years of it, learning Canva, when I started using Canva, I did not learn through anybody. I learned it by myself. What is this Canva all about? I exercised it. And to create one poster, my dear students, I will not lie to say that I have taken 2 hours to prepare one poster. And after preparing that poster for 2 hours, there are at least dozen mistakes in it. Now I am able to prepare one poster without mistakes in 30 minutes. Now I have to reduce it to 15 minutes. After that, I have to reduce it to 6 minutes. Because if I spend more time in this particular designing of this particular poster, then I am actually spending unnecessary time on mundane activities, and I am focusing less on tactical strategic activities. So that is the reason. Don't think that, learning should stop after doing the job. No, learning is a continuous process of realizing one's own ignorance. Every day we are supposed to basically learn new concepts, new aspects in order to retain our existing position. If we don't learn today certain things, we are slipping back to the history. So you have to understand, if you have to grow further in a exponential manner, how much we have to learn every day in order to grow in an exponential manner. I'm not saying you have to grow exponentially. You grow incrementally, you grow organically, but the learning should not basically put you in the background. You should not basically slip away from the present conditions. So my dear students, these are the skills of a digital analyst. So SEO skills or active social listening skills. CRM stands for?
Customer relationship management.
Exactly, customer relationship management. See, customer relationship management means what, my dear students? It is all about relationship building between the customer and then the market organization. So it doesn't require for us to basically use a jargon called as CRM, but understand the fact that CRM is not just about managing a customer. It is trying to understand a customer. It is trying to understand what the customer is not thinking, and to grow to a stage where we are trying to help the customer know what he wants and then partner with him and then come out with a project or come out with a product, come out with a service which will in turn help the customer. Earlier, what used to happen, my dear students, customer is very, very intelligent. After this information revolution era, customer doesn't know what he wants, but he has a lot of money. So now organizations are trying to partner with the customer, trying to help the customer know what he wants, and then trying to come out with a service or a product, and to once again help the customer to take the advantage of the product or service. So in this particular age of information revolution, there is a great need for us to understand the customer. It is not just about having a customer with us, but understanding what the customer needs and wants are and how they change over a period of time. Because when the customer needs and needs our preferences are changing, then understand that the organization also may survive, may not survive also. So as long as the customer needs are anticipated and then immediately worked on, the organization will survive. Otherwise, do you know some classical examples of organizations which have failed to visualize or vision the customer needs and failed literally in the market? Let's take an example, BlackBerry. BlackBerry used to be the wonderful mobile phone. I used to revere a lot BlackBerry. It used to be, handy. It used to be dark in color, and the QWERTY keypad is wonderful. And during my days, when somebody is actually sending a message from BlackBerry to anybody, then there used to be the message, and below that particular message, sent from BlackBerry or sent through BlackBerry. So sent through BlackBerry is like having goosebumps. So such kind of importance that BlackBerry phone used to have. But now what happened to BlackBerry? It has failed its market share drastically because it could not visualize the changes that are taking place with the customers. So how the touch phone came into the picture, into the market, and how it has revolutionized the entire mobile segment. What happened to Nokia? Why it is not able to gain its market share? What happened to Kodak? Kodak, Kodak. It is a company that is related to photography. So what happened to Kodak? So understand, my dear students, that not only people will become obsolete, organizations will fall down drastically if the people in the organizations are not having the vision to basically understand the customer preferences. I gave these skills of a digital analyst because these are the key words. Once again, you are supposed to link with your project experience, because I assume that most of the students do not have experience. So they want to gain experience in an organization. If the organization wants to give a chance to you to enter into the organization, you have only limited experience, which is called as an internship experience or a project experience. With this project experience and internship experience, can you try to draft your resume by including these words that are in tune with the project that you have done, in tune with the internship that you have done? If you are able to speak in this particular language to the interviewer, you are, in fact, the interviewer is impressed. You have done an impressive job. You are getting my point, my dear students?
Yes, sir.
Good. You see, this is not Ravikant's property. All these action verbs are there in the internet. Just mention action verbs for the resume, you'll get list. The problem is, my dear students, all this information is available free of cost. But unfortunately, if you basically take one word out of it, it is very difficult for us to basically see how we can use it in our resume. Because when we are using it, we should mean it, M-E-A-N, mean it. Mean it means we should justify it. Let's take an example, piloted, P-I-L-O-T-E-D. Piloted is in 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth column over here. Okay, piloted. When we use piloted, what do you mean by piloted? Piloted means nobody has done it. I'm doing it. It can be pioneer. Nobody has done it. I want to do it. I have done it. Or first time I am doing it. I have experimented it. A pilot study. I have experimented it. So this is one project that I have experimented it. So have you thought about any kind of project which nobody has done till now? Your seniors have not done it. Your friends have not done it. And you have done it. So there is where your thought process will basically take you to the higher levels of understanding. You are the people whom the world is trying to basically accept because you have piloted it. You have experimented it. You might have failed in the results, but the results are very, very crucial for an NPD. NPD stands for, can anybody answer? NPD. In marketing, there is a acronym called as NPD. What is that? Swapna. What is NPD stands for? Students, are you bored with my presentation?
New product development.
Excellent. Thank you. 7126, new product development. Sometimes what happens is a lot of organizations spend a lot of money on new product development. So what they do is they do something called as pilot study. In pilot study, they will try to release some samples, take those samples to one particular area. It is called as STP. What does STP stands for in marketing? STP. 7126. So that is the reason I will not answer it, sir. Because if I answer, you will ask the same another question to me only.
Segmentation, targeting, and positioning.
Perfectly. You are that girl. Very good. Segmenting, targeting, and positioning. So what it does, what these new companies does is, if they want to release a new product in the market, they do something called as test marketing, or they do something called as pilot study. In pilot study, they want to understand the customer preferences. So they cannot target all the markets. So they will try to segment the markets. Segmenting, once segmenting is done, they will target the audience. And after that, they will position the particular product either emotionally, or it can be culturally, or it can be aesthetically, or it can be intellectually to the customer. And they will try to take inputs from the customer, take the results back to the organization, process the results, and try to incorporate the results to the new product development so that the new product development is flawless, is foolproof, will be accepted by the market. So that is the reason, my dear students, you have to think different. Leaders do Different things or things differently? What does leaders do? Does leaders do different things?
They do things differently.
Do things differently. That is what is called as effectiveness and efficiency. What is the difference between effectiveness and efficiency? Effectiveness is the art of doing right things. And what do you mean by efficiency? The art of doing things right. That means we are very, very meticulous about how we are doing the activity. We are not just doing the activity for the sake of doing it, but we are also interested in using the resources, scarce resources, in the most appropriate manner so that they are consumed in a more scientific basis and producing the better results or the best results. Okay, that means maximizing the efficiency by minimizing the cost. So that is what is called as efficiency, right? I am sure you will be having a lot of knowledge than me because I have lost the subject touch. Got the point, my dear students? Okay. Now, what are the responsibilities of a digital analyst? Analyze digital data to draw key recommendations around website optimization. Now, when I'm giving all these examples, you should all be concerned now after the end of the presentation. You should all be concerned that, okay, fine, in this particular resume preparation webinar, Ravikant sir has said one point very clearly. Tomorrow, if Murthy sir is going to bring a multinational company to us, my goal is to basically understand what the company is all about, what is the position, and I have to search in the internet the responsibilities of a digital responsibilities of the profile, the action verbs that are related to marketing, the skills of that particular position, and what does that position demands. So if I can try to basically get this information from the internet, then I can basically try to figure in what ways I can map this information to the project experience that I have, to the internship experience that I have. If I do not have any relevance to my project experience or internship experience, I should have knowledge to share whatever I have about that particular position to the interviewer. There are two ways. One is, if your internship or project experience is related to the position that Murthy sir brings, no problems. Whatever ideas I gave you, you have to link to what you have done. Now, if your internship experience and project experience is not at all related to the position, at least you have to gain a lot of knowledge about the position and then speak about what you know about the position in order to give him confidence that here is a person, he or she does not have working knowledge on these areas, but he or she has good knowledge about what it is all about. I can give her a chance to be a part of this particular profile or position. So I'm telling you, my dear students, that what kind of confidence, the confidence which has very good character, the confidence which has very good commitment, the confidence which does not have any kind of fakeness, the confidence where the interviewer is actually trying to basically understand the trust levels. That is what you are supposed to deliver in the interview process. It is all about trust only, my dear students. So that is the reason my request to you is please go through the responsibilities of that particular position. If that is not given by the placement team, no problem. All these positions are there in the internet. You tell me what position is not there in the internet, which is coming to our college or university. Everything is there in the internet. What we need to know is how it is being done, what is being asked, in what way I can map what is being asked to what I have done. If I am unable to map, in what way I can project about that particular position by gaining some knowledge about it. This is the best way of trying to position ourselves to the interviewer. Now, final, we are coming to the final, in another 15 to 20 minutes, we are closing it. Now, the essentials of a resume. Students, now we are coming to the end of the resume. Please have patience. I am coming to the last part of resume writing. What should be the essentials or what should be the format of a resume? There are different aspects of a resume. The first one is the header one. The header one contains the name, contact details, as well as career objective. After that, there will be academic qualifications. Many of you will write educational qualifications. Please write them as academic qualifications. This BCom or MBA or BTech or whatever are called as, they are called as academic qualifications. Okay. Now, next is the technical skills. After that, internships. After that, projects. After that, achievements. Sir, I don't have any achievements, sir. There are a lot of students who say that I do not have any achievements. I say that if you have participated in any of the event, that is also an achievement. Because I believe that the people who have not participated, who are actually standing out, and the people who have participated, there is a big difference. You have participated and you did not win, but you are a winner to those people who have not participated. So that is the reason I say that achievement can be I won first prize, second prize, third prize, or achievement can be presented. That means I presented a paper on, I presented an ideas on, I presented a project on so and so. Or the third can be I participated in so and so, whatever is. After that, hobbies and interests. There is a difference between hobbies and interests, my dear students. What is the difference? Can anybody answer? What is the difference between hobbies and interests?
Hobbies are which we do in a leisure time, but interests are those which we are actually, we like or we do more, passionate about.
Oh my God. I'll give you an example, 7126. Thank you for answering this point. I have a different opinion about what hobbies or interests. It is my personal opinion. You can take it, you need not take it, but I'll just give you my perspective. Unfortunately, hobbies has not come into the limelight as the way it has to come. If you ask your parents about hobbies of his parental community people, we used to have hobbies like stamp collection, or coin collection. It is called a philately and all that. Or there are some movie stars who collect the vintage products whenever they go anywhere in the world. So in that way, understand, my dear students, hobbies is a specialized activity that we do with a lot of carefulness. It requires a lot of knowledge, and we will move from knowledge to gaining expertise also. Hobbies is that. Hobbies cannot just be a leisure activity, but yes, hobby is done in a leisure activity which is more fulfilling in nature, more methodical in nature, more scientific in nature, and more activity that is giving us some kind of expertise. Whereas interest is the opposite of it. Let's take an example. I am interested in learning about artificial intelligence. I need not have mastery in it. I'm interested in history, but I need not have mastery in it. I'm interested in martial arts. I will read all the books about martial arts, but I need not basically be a mastery in it, have mastery in it. But whereas hobbies should actually lead you to move from having mere knowledge about it to having control over it, or to having mastery over it. Unfortunately, hobbies nowadays is seen as listening to music, singing, dancing. No, absolutely not. It is much beyond it. If really music is your hobby, that means listening to music or reading or singing or whatever it is, in what way you have exercised that particular knowledge of singing into what is this called as a deeper activity where you feel lot of pleasure, you feel lot of enthusiasm, you feel lot of fulfillment, and some point of time you should basically take that as a profession also. Understand that. So my dear students, hobbies require some kind of expertise, higher levels of knowledge, and interests, yes, at a surface level. So when you are mentioning hobbies, my request to you is try to be very, very serious about it from now onwards. If you believe that singing is my hobby or listening music is my hobby, over a period of time, you have to develop that particular hobby in such a way that you are writing some lyrics to it, lyrics, or you are actually trying to design some, what is this called as music or tunes. Yes, you can do it. Everybody can do it. You're able to understand? Got it? Next one is affiliations. That means membership. Are you a member for any management board? For example, there are some boards called as AIMA. Are you a member for AIMA, student member for AIMA, All India Management Association, or ISTD, Indian Society for Training and Development, something like that. ISTE, Indian Society for Technical Education. So there are a lot of technical bodies in India to which you can have an affiliation. So when you are affiliated with that, they will send you information about the activities that are related to management area. So they will be sharing with you guest lectures information or conferences information, and you can basically be a part of those conferences or guest lectures. You can gain some ideas. At some point of time, you can meet them. You can exchange your ideas. In that way, networking happens, and you are having chances of getting associated with some great people also. So affiliations will also add value to your resume. And finally, it is personal details, declaration, and signature. Got it? Now, did you understand the essentials of a resume, my dear students? Okay, so now it is okay. Can you please share with us a sample resume? Yes, I will share with you the sample resume also. Just give me a moment. Can you see the screen, my dear students?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Very good. Okay. Now I have labeled it as resume, and after that I mentioned initial dot name. A lot of students generally have this inclination to write their surnames, and after that their names. It is my personal opinion that let me basically leave that surname to be the shortest form. For example, my name is Balijay Palli Ravikant. I will leave it to B. Ravikant. The reason is this is a resume to understand about my abilities, not about my personal issues. Okay, if they are asking me about my initial, I will answer it, but that will not have any kind of impact, or that should not have any kind of impact on the interview process. So I will try to minimize the informalities about my personal aspects and then make it more professional. So because let's take an example, an interviewer from North India, if he has to spell my name, Balija Palli Ravikant, it is inconvenient for him to speak. He will say, what is this Balija? How do you pronounce it? Why should we initiate a discussion which doesn't matter to the job that we are interested in? So I'll try to minimize these aspects, which are very, very informal, which are very, very personal. So I'll mention in my resume B. Ravikant as it appears in my certificate. And after that, I will mention the address. To the top left side of what I am seeing, my address will be there. So, son of Sri Chakradhara Rao, street number or door number, and then the village. Maximum 2 to 3 lines only. Don't keep heavy information about your address because it is not going to help you out. It is only an indication of which place you belong to. That is the interviewer might really understand in what way your village is famous for, whether you have any knowledge about your village, in what way your village is known for, and how culturally your village is relevant to your understanding. So these are some informal questions that are asked. So your address, your snail address is not at all needed for the interviewer, because your Nowadays, everything is happening via email or phone. So the interviewer, if at all he wants to communicate, he will communicate to your email as well as to your phone number. So mention your email. The email should be very, very professional, my dear students. Email cannot be a fancy email. Let's take an example. ashiki@dilruba.com, something like that. No, absolutely not. Or I have a girlfriend @gmail.com. I lost a lot of money because of her @gmail.com. Don't put all your frustrations in your email. That should not signify all your issues, personal issues, but your email has to be short and crisp in the sense that it can be alphanumeric, which can be spelt over phone with a lot of ease, E-A-S-E, ease. Because when we are spelling our email to somebody over phone, in what way you can use this alphanumeric words or letters to spell it very, very clearly, so that the your email is understood very easily, and the phone number which you are using it, and it should have the capabilities of WhatsApp function also. And next you go to this career objective. Now, I said to you in the beginning of the presentation that the career objective has to be very, very specific. It cannot be general or vague, or it should not be very, very subjective in nature. When you know that which company is coming to your campus, when you know for which position you are applying for, that should be stated very clearly. Let all students state it very clearly, no problem. Let the interviewer understand that all students are very clear about career objective. Now, what is the career objective? It can be like this: a creative and competent management aspirant seeking data analyst position with working knowledge on search engine optimization. I'm confident to deliver measurable results in the area of digital marketing. Very clear. 6 by 6, bang on, hits bullseye. Very simple. And what did I mention in these 2-3 lines, which is not vague? What I have mentioned in 3 lines is I mentioned some soft skills. You understand, in this particular resume, I have not mentioned anywhere. I did not mention anywhere what is this called as strengths. I did not mention anywhere strengths. You see, academic qualifications, technical skills, internships, projects, achievements, affiliations, hobbies, personal details, references, declarations, signature. I did not mention strengths, because if I have to mention strengths, I have to also give a chance for the interviewer to ask about my weakness. Now, why should I speak about my weakness? If he's asking, I know how to speak about it. But why can't I basically present my resume in the best positive manner? So I say that a creative and competent management. When I'm using the word creative, I'm not borrowing it from vocabulary books or dictionaries. No. When I'm writing creative, I am creative. Now, how do I know? How do the interviewer knows that I'm creative? By the way I try to justify it. For example, if he asks me a question, you have mentioned here that you are creative. Can you please let me know how you have used your creative abilities while you are studying your MBA? Then you can mention, sir, we have organized these many number of events. And one of the event is called as, for example, creativity, something like that. And it started with the K, K-R-E-A-T-I-V-I-T-Y, creativity. I believe that creativity has to start with K. And that's how the event has actually attracted a lot of people to bring their creative ideas to the forum. And that was an event which was very, very successful, sir. So people have brought ideas, but how did you manage the show? What is your creativity? So the entire activity was actually organized in the most creative manner, sir. So, and you can explain that. So how can you explain that? You can explain that only when you have done it. Without doing it, you cannot basically borrow some words from the literature and use it and say that, I've used it because it is wonderful word. No, it is not like that. So my dear friends, please see that whatever words you are using it, you are responsible for it. You have to justify when the interviewer asks you. If the interviewer is not asking that question also, you should be in a position to elaborate it during your self-introduction. That makes you a complete profile to the interviewer. You're able to understand? So my request to you is see that you are very, very specific to your career objective. Another way of writing your career objective is like this: self-motivated with working knowledge of SEO, looking forward for data analyst position or human resources, whatever it is. Ensure that in your career objective, there are few elements. One of the element is your soft skills. Second one is your goal that you want to achieve or the position that you are actually thinking about. Third one is the skills that you have that are in sync to reach your goal. That is what is expected out of you in career objective. Got it? Next, after that, we have academic qualifications. I suggested you that please mention academic qualifications and not education qualifications. I don't think there is any kind of explanation that is required over here. After that, we have technical skills. You know, technical skills. What are the technical skills that are required? What are the tools that are required for the data analyst? For example, if you are looking for HR executive position, what are the tools that are there for a HR executive to learn it? For example, HRIS. HRIS stands for Human Resources Information System. So through Human Resource Information System, you can try to map the needs, the preferences, the developmental initiatives of the employees in the organization in one particular platform that is called as HRIS. So you should be in a position to learn those technical skills in order to ensure you are effectively contributing to that particular role. Let's take an example in CAD, CAM, CAD, CAD, CAM, CAM. This is more related to civil engineering students. If it is information technology, AWS or DevOps. Okay, so with that, what you have done will be the next question. So after that, after technical skills, please mention internships. Okay, now if you are mentioning in technical skills, MS Word, MS Excel, that is quite obvious. A small fourth standard student is also learning MS Word, MS Excel, MS PowerPoint. And at a PG level, if you're also mentioning the same thing, now I feel that you have not utilized your time properly to learn the higher order technical skills that are needed for you to perform at a much superior position on much superior level. So my request to you is please learn a lot of technical skills that are needed for you to sustain in the organization. All those things are available in Coursera website. There is an opportunity for you to learn the best skills in two possible ways. If you want a certificate, you have to pay some money. If you don't want certificate, you can learn free of cost also. So MOOCs is a platform, massive open online courses is again a platform where you can learn important skills and then put them in your resume. Got it? And after that, internships, name of the organization, duration of the internship. And so after that, project. In fact, in internship, you can mention the title also. What is the purpose of that internship? To learn about HR systems in so-and-so, to learn about marketing communications in so-and-so, something like that. Or project, name of the organization, duration, brief about the project. In 3 lines, you should explain about, what you have done in the project. No, sir, we have done for 45 days, we have done for 30 days. 30 days, can I basically mention in 3 lines? Yes, you should be in a position to mention in 3 lines because the world is interested to know in simpler terms. For example, if a seller is coming to you to sell one product, and if at all in his communication system, he is trying to complex whatever he wants to sell, will you be happy? No, you will finally say, what do you want to sell? Just say it very, very simple, in simple terms. I'll be very happy to know in simple terms. Why is that you are using big words? This is a small product. What is it you want to convey? In the similar lines, the company is also interested to know whether you have clarity about what you have done during this 45 days or not. In 3 sentences, can you convey the gist of what you have done in your project? And if he wants to know more details about it, he will ask you basing on the 3 lines that you have written. If you are not crafting those 3 lines in an appealing manner, then he will not show interest in your project work. After that, you please mention your achievements. Achievements, you pretty well know. I said to you, it can be a winning activity, or it can be a presenting activity, or it can be a participating activity also. Need not be that all students have to win so that they can basically put themselves in achievements. Not necessary. If any student has participated also, they can also be a part of these achievements. Affiliations, I said to you that you are a club member, the name of the club or name of the organization at a state level or a national level, that is also very, very essential. Hobbies, I said to you very clearly, you can write down singing, music, whatever it is, but over a period of time, ensure that you are gaining expertise in that particular area and then trying to convert that particular hobby into a meaningful profession. Finally, personal details. Don't mention your parents' names. What is required by the interviewer is your parents' occupation, because sometimes there is a need for them to know the status, economic status of the individual, and then it is needed for them to take a decision also. Now, when you say, sir, if my father is a businessman, should I mention? Because they will think that he's already rich enough. Why should we give a job to him? Not necessary. What is important is, if you do not present yourself properly, justify the reasons why you have to be given the job, then they will think in those lines. If you are justifying yourself in a most better manner, then they will not think that he's a business person, he's careless about what he's presenting about himself, he does not have any clue about his goals, so there is no point in giving him a job. So they may think like that. But in spite of you being from a business family, if you are able to talk about your individual expertise, your individual contribution to the organization, the way you want to offer to the organization with your skills and abilities, definitely they will offer you the job. So, number of siblings. Siblings means your sisters, brothers, and after that, references. So if you have any reference, please give that reference. Now, this references and declaration, my dear students, is needed only when they ask. If they don't ask for the reference, don't give it. Let's take an example. References is only asked only then we are supposed to give it. Otherwise, don't give it. Now, second one is declaration. I hereby declare that the above information is true to the best of my knowledge. If anything goes wrong, I am liable for my candidature to be disqualified for the job. All these things is a part of declaration statement. This need not be given to the interviewer when you are face to face with the interviewer. The reason is, when you are face to face with the interviewer physically, then the advantage is you are supporting the resume contents through your academic qualifications. All the reports are there with you. The record is there with you. There is no need for you to declare once again. At the time of joining, when you join that organization, they will basically ask for you to sign a declaration, because you are joining their organization and you are mentioning that whatever I am submitting to you is bona fide, is genuine. At any point of time during your verification or inspection process, if you find anything not as per your needs or norms, then I am liable. So that is a declaration you are giving at the time of joining. Now, there are occasions where when you are sending your resume via online, via email, you can still write declaration, because you are not sending the supporting documents along with your resume. So at that time, you can write the declaration. Declaration is a confidence that you are giving to the interviewer somewhere else who is not in front of you, that whatever I have projected in the resume are true to the best of my knowledge. But when you are face to face, there are no issues at all. Got it? And finally, the signature. So you are supposed to sign. You cannot give the empty signature to the interviewer. If you are giving a resume without the signature, what it means is that you are not taking responsibility of the resume and its contents. So signature indicates that I am prima facie for what I have represented in my resume. I am liable for what is written in the resume. And I'm confident about what I have written in my resume. You can ask me any question, I can justify it. This I have made this structure in one page. Now it can go from one page to 2 pages. Let that particular information will be crystal clear, smart, to the point, to the position. So with this, we have come to the end of the presentation. Yeah. The only last point that needs my explanation is in the agenda that I have mentioned is that, sir, we have resume, we have self-introduction. What do we need to do about it? So for that, I have prepared a small slide for all of you. That slide gives you a good indication about the self-introduction. I'll just give you, I hope you can see.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry I did not complete another important element. Don'ts in the resume: spelling mistakes and formatting errors needs to be taken care of. Cluttered information cannot be there. Hiding important information is again a problem. For example, year of passing is mandatory for them. Date, month and year of passing is mandatory for the interviewer. And fake experience projects, be careful with it. Please do not put any kind of fake experience not to impress the interviewer. Don't prepare on fake experience and put that fake experience also, because you may feel that I will train you in fake experience, you put it and you try to impress the interviewer. That is also wrong, because interviewer can find out whether the experience that you have gained in your project is fake or real. He will ask you what are the problems in the project that you have encountered. Everybody will talk about the process, but when it comes to problems, nobody can say it unless there is somebody has experienced the problems. That is the reason he will speak from the other point of view. So you will be caught. So be careful not to fake anything in your projects. Copy paste not at all allowed. Got it? You are an individual representation to yourself. Nobody is representing you, or you're not supposed to represent anybody. So it is all you who is going to join the organization. Say everything about you, the whole of you, and not the part of you should be represented in your resume. Not able to justify is again another issue. Whatever you have written in your resume, that needs to be justified. You are accountable to what you have written. So if you are mentioning creative, problem solving, decision making, they are going to ask you some questions. How do you think you are a very good problem solver? How do you think you are a good decision maker? How do you think you are a creative person? So all these questions will be asked by the interviewer. And so that is the reason, please be able to justify yourself. Inputting obvious information. Let's take an example. I know MS Office. MS Office everybody knows now. If you say MS Office, no, it doesn't matter for him, because that is the minimum that is expected, and you cannot basically write what is minimum expected. They are looking for somebody who can make some incremental changes and enter into transformational change over a period of time. And if you say, I know DOS, I know Windows 95, recently I learned Windows 97. So you are actually creating a mockery of yourself. So don't fool yourself and don't be stupid in front of others also. So this is information, and there are a lot of doubts about self-introduction. So with this, I think we can end the presentation. This is very, very crucial, critical. You can take a print snapshot of this self-introduction. This will help you in designing your self-introduction. I'm just giving you a structure. Everybody can follow this structure, but I have left a lot of gaps where each and every student has to fill in the gaps that is suitable for his profile, that is suitable for his or her position that they are applying for. Whereas the first 3 lines are common to everybody. The first one is, I am Ravikant. I am a native of Warangal. I'm currently pursuing MBA with specialization in marketing and human resource from SR University. As on date, I have an aggregate of so-and-so CGPA, I secured so-and-so percentage in my BCom, and in intermediate, I secured so-and-so, in 10th standard, I secured so-and-so. Okay, no problem, please mention them. Sir, all these things are mentioned in resume, but please mention, because they not only wants to see the content, but they also wants to understand your communication style also, whether you are in a position to communicate your ideas in an easy manner or not. So understand that in your self-introduction, your language skills or communication skills are also considered at some recognized level. I'm not saying that communication skills are the highest priority for an organization, but they are also essential. In the second paragraph, you can mention, I chose MBA out of my genuine interest towards the field. I strongly believe that management professionals can. Now you please fill in the blanks. Let's take an example. If somebody asks you, why did you do your MBA? Why have you taken marketing as your specialization? Why did you take HR? Why did you take systems? Now, in this particular blank, you are supposed to mention in what way your MBA has actually fine-tuned your aspirations towards taking this particular domain area as your career. So how management professionals can help solve some of the problems that industry faces, some of the problems that society faces, some of the challenges that the government is facing. So these aspects can be written over here in crystal clear manner in 1 or 2 lines. The next one, I understand that to become a successful digital analyst, here first we have introduced ourselves. In the second line, I'm talking about why I chose MBA. In the third paragraph, I'm talking about the role for which I am meant for, the role for which I'm going to be recruited for. So here is what is called as the effort for us to pitch in very hard to the interviewer that I am meant for this. I understand that to become a successful digital analyst, I need to have sufficient knowledge in. We are telling him, we are reaffirming him that I know about this particular role. I know what is the knowledge or skill that is required for this particular role. And I am good in this particular area, or I am familiar with this so-and-so technologies that are in tune with the skills or responsibilities that are related for this particular role. So the internship project experience gave me an idea on, for example, if your internship or project experience is related to the role that you are, what is this called as, related to, please mention over there. Or if your internship is not related to that, so you can still mention why your internship is significant for your career. Next one is regarding my personality. So in the fourth paragraph, you are mentioning about your soft skills, the leadership abilities, your team building abilities or team spirit abilities. All these aspects are discussed in the fourth paragraph. And in the final paragraph, you have mentioned about your resourcefulness while you are studying your MBA program in SR University. Because he also wants to know how busy you are, academically busy you are, how socially busy you are, how intellectually busy you are, and what did you gain from these particular experiences. So in your hobbies are, my hobbies are reading books by Sherlock Holmes and love to play shuttlecock badminton. Because some people say that I read books, but they don't mention what kind of books they read. Because it is necessary for you to be very, very particular, specific to what you speak. So if you say that I read Sherlock Holmes' book, then there might be a question on Sherlock Holmes and you should be in a position to say it. But if you just say, I love reading books, my hobbies are reading books, then he'll ask you a question, what reading books? Sir, I read MBA textbooks. How awkward it will be, how embarrassing it will be. So reading MBA books is your duty. It cannot be a hobby. So coming to my family, my father is a private employee and my mother is a housewife. I have 2 siblings. So I have 1 sibling. I am looking forward to getting a break in digital marketing industry. Thank you, sir. That's it. So what did you do? In your self-introduction, you spoke about your academic credentials. You spoke about why you have joined MBA. You spoke about why you are suitable for this particular position. You spoke about your soft skills. You spoke about how good you are in your SR University. And you spoke about your hobbies. And finally, you spoke about your family, and then you have ended it by saying that I want to join with a confidence. This is how you are supposed to pitch in. Understand, my dear friends, resume preparation as well as self-introduction is like a take off of a flight and then landing of a flight. Take off is very, very crucial. Landing is also as crucial as it is. The flight journey is also very important, but takeoff is very important. Landing is also very important. So takeoff is your self-introduction. Landing is your ability to give the confidence to the interviewer about why you are supposed to be taken into their organization. I hope thing is clear, everybody.
Yes, sir.
I'm done. Now it is more Q&A. I don't know how many are present in the session. 28 out of
38.
Sir, you are also present. Oh my God.
Not even 1 second I left.
Oh my God. Say, I don't know. Now I'm afraid whether I have fulfilled your request or not.
I can simply say it's excellent, Ravi. Dear students, me and Ravi worked together for about 4.5 or 5 years. Same department. I never went to his class and sat down. In fact, this is the first class. I almost 2.5 hours, 2 hours 40 minutes. There was a HR call also. I ignored it.
Oh
I said I will call you later. Trust me, Ravi. There was a HR call in between. I didn't want to miss this. Some people. Even I would be correcting my own CV.
Oh, great. My dear students, you know, the point is Murthy sir has a lot of confidence on me. That is the reason he sent me to the classes. He never attended my classes.
Not a single class. Others say no, if a dean goes and sits in the college, learning, people will not think that he is going for learning. He'll be thinking that he is supervising or checking the lecture or delivery of the teacher. I never, not a single class I went to Ravika. Not a single class. For other teachers, I might have gone and checked their performance. For Ravikant. But today is Ravi's in Getam and I'm in SR. So, today is Sunday, free.
Thank you.
Beautiful,
Thank you,
Ravi. I don't know how much my students learned, but I learned a lot. Okay, it's the most useful lecture. I request any 1 or 2 students to give their. If Ravi, if you have a time, little bit.
I have time, sir. For Murthy sir, unconditional, I said.
Students, if you 1 or 2, what is your takeaway today? Okay, takeaway today. Need not to be only girls. We know boys also can speak. I'm available. We both are available. Please go on. You can switch on your video.
Guys, please switch on your video. I would be happy to see you and understand your facial expressions by the end of the presentation.
If you are in lungi and all, don't switch on. Okay. You are in a good dress. Okay. Presentable dress only. Switch on video. Otherwise, whichever video you can go on. It's not a mandatory.
Yeah. Please, anybody can. Did it serve your purpose or not?
No reply. Whether Sri Teja is available in the audience? Sri Teja, no.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Sadhana.
Yes, Sadhana.
I gained a lot of points regarding this.
Yeah.
Can I ask a small doubt?
Yeah, please.
In resume, in education qualifications, we can add that year of passing.
Yeah. Yes, we can add.
A few of them, it is that mandatory to add it?
No, 2 points I would cover, Ravi, if you permit me.
Please, sir. Please, sir.
Resume, year of ending, year of pass out, specialization, qualification, and the college where you are passed out. And if it is suppose college, you should mention university also. Okay, which university? Now, after university, so we need to mention college separately and university separately. Those are things. One more point I would like to add. when you prepared all your resume, you add photo to right side corner somewhere your photo nowadays, because if it is printed one, you would be stapling a photo. If it is a email one, soft copy, you should add photo on right side corner, top, above or left side, wherever you feel it's okay. Next thing, when you are saving this file name, how you will give it? Suppose you are giving resume, and I ask students to upload resume to Google. I get all resume. How can I segregate these resumes? So always it should be GVR Murthy -MBA -SRU. That should be how we should do. So by seeing your file name, be it Word or be it PDF, we should able to analyze. You should have an identify whose resume it belongs to, which specialization, where from. So here Murthy -MBA -SRU. The clearer. More you can elaborate. GVR Murthy MBA 2022 SRU. More clarity. GVR Murthy MBA -HR -2022 -SRU. More clear. More than enough. This much of file name. Otherwise, lot of difficulty in segregating or finding your resume. And one more small, my explanation from my side, my understanding, must be thinking that sometimes we use resume, sometimes CV, sometimes biodata. All three words resemble to same, but little difference. Biodata means previously during the days of joining army or anywhere, biodata or body data, height, weight, name, gender, address, qualification. These are the biodata. But little refined is resume. Resume means a big thick summary, like precise writing. You have a lot of things, but we cannot put everything in that 2 pages or 1 page. So small form is called resume. One more latest form, it is called CV. It's almost equivalent to resume. CV is one's previous history, present history, and future aspirations, past, present, and future. So that is called CV, curriculum vitae. It's I think Latin word, but resume is well enough. These are the small understanding I would like to give. What do you, Ravi?
Yes, sir. Anybody, students, any learnings, key learnings from anyone? Please kindly share.
I think they are feeling hungry. It's almost like
okay. At least give me one indication whether this session has confused you or has given you some clarity. Anybody?
I think we need to send them a poll survey.
Yeah, sure. It has given us full clarity that we need to do in a job process.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much from our end.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
Only
you so much.
Sadhana speaking.
Yeah. Thank you. At least one person is ready. Fine, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
very
Ravi.
much for the.
Sir, I learned to fill the grammatical errors.
Okay.
And lack of mistakes in my resume.
Okay.
And bad summary.
Okay.
No action verbs. This is a lamb, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good. Ravi, if you can give me any soft copy of it, okay?
Yes, sir.
I can post it to their emails.
Yeah, I will share this PPT to you, sir.
PPT. I can post it in their
Sure, sir.
In their group. We have a MBA group.
Sure, sir. Done, sir. Done, sir.
It will be useful for them. So people who miss out from 1 or 2 points, they can review.
Done, sir. Done, sir. Done, sir. Done, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ravi.
Oh, no, it is my
students. Thank you.
duty.
I think, it's a good. Out of 43, 38 attended, and I think there are about 10 dropouts. 28 is last number. We'll continue. And tell me, I would like to meet you all. Let me know when you are available. All 43 available at one classroom. Just put me a message. Give me 15 minutes. I will come and meet you all. See you all. Thank you, Ravi.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you, boys and
Thank you,
girls.
sir.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So you're all saying thank you so much. Bye.